Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Happy Easter. Just wanted to show the progress I've made on my playroom. I put in some PEX tubing for the water supply with some quick connects on it, and that's for the cooling system. I have cold water coming in, and you always go to the bottom of your condensers, except when you're using a worm, then you go through the top down. But these inline condensers, that's a Lebesgue condenser, that's a reflux condenser. You use those, you go in from the bottom and let it cool to the top. That way the hot is coming here and it's cool by the time it gets to where it's going, I guess. And let's see, I'm getting this up to temperature. Right now we are just at 100. I've been heating it for about an hour. That's pretty good. I had 10 gallons in my pot. It's a 13-gallon pot, so the extra 3 gallons gives it some headroom to jump around. You can you have to balance your column. See, this is different. If you touch it down here, it's hot as fuck, so you have to get it all about the same temperature. So when I get it up to 130, right now I'm blasting it on high. When I get up to 130, I will turn it down and slowly let the heat rise up into the column and produce alcohol. And everything will run the same. So if you don't do that, what happens is you'll be bumping your water, and it'll rise up here. And if I had a thermometer down here, you would see that would be different than that up there, the temperature, and they won't be the same, and they'll produce alcohol for nice for a while, and then it'll get too hot and get too cold, and you'll just be chasing it the whole time, and it's kind of a pain. I've been there. Let's see, here's the cooling cooler. Not a lot to see in there, but I'll show you. That's what it looks like in there. You can't really see the pump, but you can see the red ones are the drain, obviously, and the clear ones are going out. Here, I'll turn it on. And I just have you can see it coming out now. Oops, looks like I got a little leak in one of the hoses that goes. Oh well, I have to change that later. But you can see that coming out. That's working just fine. And I have the reflux condenser turned off right now. That would be the other drain hose. Because until I get my 4 shots out, I don't want to reflux it. I want to just pull those off. And those come off at about between 143 to up to 150. And then once I get through those, and it doesn't take very long, I have to pull off 300 milliliters on a 10-gallon run. And here's all my mashes going. This one is a sugar wash, which is just sugar and water. It's just a low-grade whiskey. It doesn't cost very much to make, but it doesn't taste good at all. It tastes pretty shitty. But I wouldn't even call it whiskey. It's just a low-grade alcohol. And it'll still be high proof. But what I'll do is I'm going to make a hand sanitizer out of those. Use some peroxide, some aloe vera gel, the alcohol, something to make it smell good, like some lavender, or I could throw in some of my e-cig flavorings. That would make it smell nice. Just something so it don't smell good. And the aloe is for your hands, so the alcohol doesn't dry it out so bad. And between the peroxide and alcohol, it sanitizes your hands. And whether you believe in Corona and necessariness of hand sanitizing and all that or not. A lot of people do, and a lot of people are getting taken advantage of. So I make it just to help those people out, so they don't have to pay a high price for something. I think that's kind of BS. People are taking advantage of that. So just doing my part. Let's see. Here's my tools and stuff that I need to run the still. I got a nice plastic cylinder for stuff, testing and whatever, proofing. This one I break everything, even the clear plastic ones I break. This one's so glass I break all the time, so I have to have something kind of break proof. Here's my catch jars. I like the ones with the little measurement marks on them for catching. They'll go in here. And okay, I'm gonna step away for a minute, and when it gets up to temperature, I will show some of that. I guess I don't need to explain that, right? When I get to the next phase, I'll show you that. Hey, we're back. You can see we're up to 170s. I have to get up on my little, I have a little stool here so I can see, but we're starting to produce. It's just starting to come out. It took 1 hour and 30 minutes to blast it and get it up to temperature. And I went a little bit too far. I was thinking I could go up to 130, but once I hit a little over 100, it shot way up real quick. So next time I'm gonna have to slow the heat down right at about maybe 90ish, and then slowly bring it up from there. But an hour and a half to start producing alcohol on 10 gallons, that's pretty awesome for me. I'm real happy with that time. And that's about it for now. The 4 shots are starting to come out. That's the yucky stuff. My beaker is only 250 mil. I gotta get 300 mil out of it, so I have to dump it and pump it up to 50. Again, let's see, these are, I was going to show you, I was talking about that earlier and I lost my train of thought. These are 3rd generation corn mash. And they are bubbling away happily. I put them on last Wednesday, I think. This is a tri-mix. It's corn, rye, and oats. Those should be ready to cook next weekend. I'm very excited about those. I've never done that mixture before. Now, I'll tell you about the sugar. And these are rice. I'll show you what it looks like. Looks like that. That's what is in the still right now. But it was just an amberish liquid, more or less. Kind of yellowish, looked like pea, to be honest with you. Dark pea, that's the best description of the color I could give you. So what I'll do is I have to put, then once this is done cooking, when there's no alcohol left in the wash that's in the still, I will take 2 gallons out, let that cool. I'll put a gallon in each of those, and then bring it up. I'll add 5 gallons of water and 8 pounds of my sugar, my unrefined sugar that I use, and then that'll start fermenting again all on its own. It won't need any more yeast or anything, and those will be going again, and that'll be the 3rd generation on the rice. And each generation they get more characteristics and more flavor. So that's pretty pretty neat. Let's see, we got a little bit of, actually quite a bit of reflux going. Let's go over here and shut that temperature down. We can bump this one down a little bit. I don't know if you can see the flow in that pipe. I can see it through the light. I can show it so you guys can see it. If I can see the flow, and you can see it's not very much. It's not just like pouring through there. It's just a stream. You don't need a ton of water to keep this stuff cool. And let's see what happens with that when we turn that down a little bit. All that affects the temperature up there. You got a balance between getting the right amount of heat going. As you can see, it's not a really big fire going in there. I should have showed you when I was blasting it. It's quite a bit of flame compared to this. And just balance your reflux and your water in your main condenser, the coolness, and you'll start getting 190. It takes a little bit of trial and error and practice, but a little bit of frustration at first. I ran 5 gallons the first time. I hit 190, no trouble, and my last one, I only got up to 170. Maybe I think one of them might have been 180s. So that was a lot of frustration for me. But my hoses, I was having trouble with that. Those vinyl hoses, they would get a look. It didn't take much temperature to get them warm, and they would bend, and then that would change the flow in the reflux condenser. And I was chasing that and fighting that, and I had to clamp things and tie them up with this. It was a pain. But I'm gonna try this. This is obviously using a separate condenser or separate cooling source for the condenser, versus I could jump it over, like come in cold water here, then come over from this condenser onto this, then back out. And we will see how that might work. If this continues to be so finicky, that's too hard to control the amount of cold water going in, I may have to do that. I don't know, we'll try it. And then there's other combinations, like if I put ratcheting rings in there, which are little ceramic rings. It's like little ceramic barrels with a hole in the middle. They're just tiny little things. You can put those in there, and that kind of slows the vapors down and makes it reflux on its own a little bit. Right now I have some copper in here, just copper mesh rolled up to about here, and then I have another copper mesh up inside the head. I don't know if I can show you that. You can see a little bit of it, I think. So I have some copper going through there. And a lot of people think copper strips the sulfates in the alcohol, and then there are scientists that say no, and old timers that say it makes a big difference. And I'm just going to run it in there and do it. My whiskey, everyone likes it, so we're going to call it good. Anyway, I'm going to have to get back to paying attention, and I will come on real quick and show you my start producing drinkable alcohol, and we'll do a proofreading, and I'll end the video then. Catch you in a few. Hey guys, we are through the heads, or the 4 shots. Got some nice reflux going, and producing alcohol. I guess the first one was 4 shots. That one was my heads. It's about hang on, I'll tell you. It is about 80 to 100 milliliters, I think, if I remember right. Just kind of doing it according to temperature. And let's see, when this gets a little bit more, I'll do the proof. Okay, just want to show you guys the drip. I got my still placement a little off. I should have messed around and positioned it better, but once it was full, I didn't want to mess with it. I wish I had it up a little higher. All I had to do was like move it back some, and it would have, or over some, so this little pipe here was bent straight, and it would have been higher up. But anyway, there's the drip, and it changes. See, it's going drip, 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 and then in a while it'll run out a nice steady stream. See, there it goes. Building up to it. So kind of fast and slow, and that's normal. And you got to kind of balance that with your reflux, see what you're getting out. And see, now it's starting to speed up. It should hit a stream here in a second. Just because I said it would, it's going to be finicky right now. Still have a little adjustment to do, but just started producing alcohol. We will run a proof test on that and see what we're coming out at, and that'll be the end of the video. Okay, now I got it set up doing just what I want it to do. See the stream coming out, just a nice thin stream, not too fast, not too slow, and see there it'll slow down to a drip, and then it'll kind of speed back up a little bit here in a minute. That's just one of the things I look for, to know that I'm running just the right amount of everything. Everything's balanced just the way I want it. And here in just a minute, it'll be a stream again. There it goes. Yep, there's the stream again, so I just kind of look for that. And here in just a minute, we will test the proof, and the pudding is in the proof, right? We'll see exactly how much my knowledge and theories turn out with how everything runs by seeing what the proof comes out at. Okay, let's see what we end up with proof. We are at like 188. So not too shabby. Looks like I could still fiddle around with my reflux condenser just a little bit, but you know what, I'm really happy with the way the flow is going, the rate that it's coming out, and I can deal with that amount of proof. So that'll be a wrap. It'll just be the same from here on out, just repeat and repeat, doing cuts and switching jars. And hope you guys enjoyed the little moonshine still video and how to, and happy Easter. I think I've said that. Made this video in several cuts. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Everyone have a nice day. Bye.